What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, you know, around here, we love to show you the manipulations of the corporate press, and they go really hard on trying to manipulate every single facet of reality that they can, because they need to sow a certain narrative, because in their left-wing ideology, they need to make you buy into the cult, y'all. And if you don't buy 100% into the cult, you're some far right-wing activist, you know, just a MAGA, you know, just a dirtbag. So you're just some scumbag that you're not in the cult over here, right? We're normal people over here in the cult of the left. Yeah. Oh yeah, and they get their analysts to do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We got to report, folks, another one of these news articles that they love to twist facts, they love to manipulate everything, and they love to bring you your cultism on a platter, y'all. Check this out. An analyst looks ahead to how the U.S. economy might fare under Trump. You know what? An analyst doesn't really have to do all that much, because all we have to do is look back 4+ years to see how it would do under Trump. Did pretty damn good, if you ask me. But you know, it is what it is. They wanna give breathe some life into their cult, because they just took a trouncing, if you will, right here in November. So they've got to say, oh, Orange Man bad, y'all. Orange Man is really bad, but they don't do a very good job. Check this out. President-elect Donald Trump won a return to the White House in part by promising big changes in economic policy. More tax cuts, huge tariffs on imports, mass deportations of immigrants working in the United States illegally. Right? Like, see, you already see the manipulations right here. Working in the United States illegally. Right? Well, how do we know that? Right? Like, how do we know he's going to go after people working in the United States illegally? Right? How do we know that? Because he's only said that he's going to go after criminals, right? And all these people don't have jobs, right? Because a lot of places won't hire you if you're an illegal immigrant. If you're a criminal alien, you can't get a job at a lot of places, as a matter of fact, right? Plus, if you're one of these people that just cut grass or do something, work on the side, it's going to be hard to find a lot of these people. That's why I don't buy into it, right? These people on the left and the mainstream news, they're acting like he's going to go and just round up everybody. Is that like where in life did their brain break to make them think that that's actually possible? I would love to know this, but this is what they act like, that he's just going to go and round all these people up violently, by the way. Yeah, violently, and boot them out of the country. Right? You're not going to be able to do this. Did he do that in his first term? No, he did not. As a matter of fact, he slowed down the criminal aliens coming across that southern border. You can expect to see that again, but once again, you know, they love to put it, they love to tug on your heartstrings. Oh, he's going to rip babies away from their families and rip people out of their homes and send them back to wherever they came from. You gotta love how they put this stuff, y'all. In some ways, his victory marked a repudiation of President Joe Biden's economic stewardship and a protest against inflation. Yeah, it kind of was, but now they're giving off an air of, oh, well, they only voted for Trump because of inflation. Yeah, right. Come on, y'all. Come on. Is that what you're trying to sell me here? That they just voted for Trump because of inflation? No, it was because of a lot of different things. A whole lot of different things. But it was just Biden's poor handling of the economy, right? Like, I'm sure inflation would have went up under Trump a little bit. It probably wouldn't have been as bad because, you know, his people actually knew what they were doing, and they would have been able to handle this a whole hell of a lot better than these incompetent pricks in the Biden administration that couldn't see this thing coming. They didn't see the supply chain issues going on. They did absolutely nothing if they did see it coming, right? Like how could you not see this coming? People, just average everyday Americans, could see this coming. When you shut the economy down, right, it's going to take a lot to get it started back up. And you're going to have supply chain issues, especially when you have certain states still locked down for crying out loud. People can't leave their homes. It's like, come on, are you freaking kidding me? But, leave it to the corporate press to manipulate this out of reality into their own narrative or whatever. It came despite low unemployment and steady growth under the Biden administration. Oh, remember, Bidenomics is working, y'all. Don't forget that. It's a cult talking point. What lies ahead for the economy under Trump? Paul Ashworth of Capital Economics spoke recently to the Associated Press. Oh, a bastion of unbiased news, y'all. Yeah, this is an opinion piece in case you haven't noticed yet. The interview has been edited for length and for clarity. Okay, so at least now they're telling us that they're manipulating this interview to make it look like it's a certain thing that it's probably not, right? Oh, it was edited for length and clarity. You gotta love that. At least they're telling us this, though, right? Because, otherwise they wouldn't have said this at all on a normal day. But hang on, it's almost Christmas. People ain't really tuned into politics all that much, so we might as well tell the truth just a little bit, right? Oh, we're editing this for length and clarity. What do you mean by clarity? Do you really think the American people are so stupid that they can't understand their native language, for crying out loud? They can't understand when somebody starts talking in economic terms or whatever. Do you think they can't understand this? Right? I'm sorry. This just kind of pissed me off a little bit, if you will, because to think that the American people are that stupid. Anybody that reads the news, for crying out loud, is not an idiot. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. You're not stupid if you're going to sit there and read the news on a daily basis, right? You want to be informed. You want knowledge. That's what that tells you. So if you want knowledge, you're probably not somebody that doesn't have knowledge, right? You have no lack of knowledge in that department. You might not be the smartest cookie on the shelf, but you're probably not an idiot. Right? Like, that's all my viewers. You guys are not idiots because you want to stay in tune to exactly what's going on in the corporate press. By the way, might as well do it while I'm interjecting here. Do me a favor and smash that like button for me, right? Like, smashing that like button means one less manipulation by the corporate press. That's what that equals. One less manipulation. So smash that like button for me, y'all. And if you're new around here and want to stay up to date with how you're being manipulated, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Because YouTube isn't just going to recommend my videos constantly. You got to go and find them most of the time. But hey, it is what it is. Let's keep going, though. What kind of economy is Trump inheriting? Oh, you can imagine what this is going to say. A, it's objectively a strong economy, but that doesn't mean the man in the street agrees. I'll give them credit for that. If you look just at the growth numbers, they've been strong and the unemployment rate's pretty low, but consumer confidence remains muted. Although the inflation rate has come down, the level of prices remains much higher than it used to be. That's an understatement. That was obviously weighing on consumer sentiment. What will be the economic priorities for Trump? A, I wonder why they did it like that. I guess A means answer, but obviously that's what that means. I wonder why they would put that in there anyway. Like, question. Yeah, I don't know. That's just, I notice weird things sometimes, but it is what it is. You would think that would be obvious, that you wouldn't need to tell the reader that when you ask a question, what follows is the answer. But hey, there's a lot to do on fiscal policy in terms of just extending the original tax cuts, which are due to expire at the end of 2025. The debt outlook is approaching 100% of the GDP and is on track to be 120% of the GDP within another decade. That's outright insane. But, I don't think we're going to continue on this path because of, look what just happened with that previous spending package. Before Donald Trump even gets in office, the Department of Government Efficiency, which hasn't even been created yet, to be honest with you, is already doing their damn job. Already. Right, in case y'all don't know, Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy got involved. He said, okay, we see this omnibus spending package. I'm going to put my opinion out there because this is about to be my job. So he goes ahead and reads the 1,547 pages of this thing, and he comes out and says this thing is atrocious. Right, we've got garbage spending, pork barrel politics, as he called it, just a bunch of garbage spending on freaking nonsense. Right? And that sparked just a wide range of outrage on social media because Elon Musk got behind that. You know, the other guy in Doge got behind that and said, this is ridiculous. What are we doing here? Forced Mike Johnson to knock it down to 116 pages. And then at this point, when we had a lot of Democrats on board with 1,547 garbage spending pages, right? When we knocked it down to 116 and was a little bit more fiscally responsible, guess what? Every single Democrat voted no, said screw it, no, we don't agree to this, this is BS, blah, blah, blah. It's like, come on, are you guys really? This is why I say Democrats are insane. It's because of stuff like this. They would rather try to spend our way into oblivion, burn this freaking country to the ground, than show a little bit of fiscal responsibility and do the right thing for their own constituents. But no, they got to get their little bit of funding or their pork for their district, right? They can't go without this. They've got to have it, y'all. It's ridiculous, right? We have a spending problem in this country, and nobody ever wants to fix it. They just want to continually kick the can down the road and say, we'll deal with that later. Yeah, in other words, when they say, we'll deal with that later, that means your kids and your grandkids can deal with the fallout of our ridiculous fiscal irresponsibility. That's what that means. And I think that's a very cowardly way to govern this country. And you're burning this country to the freaking ground in the process. And it pisses me off. Extending the expiring tax cuts is about avoiding fiscal tightening, not introducing additional stimulus into the economy. We're not convinced we'll see further stimulus. Yeah. Fiscal tightening, sure. But to say that that's not going to stimulate the economy any, it's kind of ridiculous because that's what that is supposed to do. Of course, you could always look at it the other direction too. If you raise the tax rate on the corporate, at least, those corporations will just reinvest their money, their profits, back into the company. So it kind of goes both ways. One, you're going to put more money into the ether, the entire economy, and the other way, you raise taxes, they're gonna build on their company. They're gonna try to expand more, invest in their company. So, it kind of goes both ways on that one. So, yeah, I'm not sure how that one's gonna play out, but it is what it is. I think stimulating the entirety of the economy is better than stimulating individual companies within our economy, just on a corporate level, if you know what I mean. What do you expect on tariffs? During his first term, Trump used tariffs as a negotiating tool to draw concessions out of other countries. We're seeing an echo with recent threats toward Canada, Mexico, and China. I think there will be a 10% universal tariff and higher tariffs on China. I don't think many countries would be able to negotiate their way out of it. This feeds through to final consumer good prices. Not all of them, right? This is something they never ever mention, and it pisses me off constantly, right? These tariffs are only going to affect imported goods, and if you buy those specific imported goods, if you buy American goods, it doesn't affect you at all, which I understand. Buying American is kind of hard these days, and some things you can't do that with, but they never say that, ever. This feeds through to final consumer good prices. It will add up to 1% to inflation, but this is a one-off change rather than an increase in the ongoing inflation rate. That's fair. What impact would you expect from Trump's promised deportations? It hits the economy's supply side, but it also hits demand because these people spend money. The question is, which one does it hit most? Because that determines whether it's inflationary or deflationary. Our guess is that the impact on the supply side of the economy will be slightly greater, in which case we will see a slightly inflationary. Some sectors like agriculture, construction, food processing, and restaurants would get hit harder. That's where you'd expect inflation to come through in food prices, restaurant prices, immigration policies, and tariffs could knock 0.5% off growth and add 1% to inflation. It's not ideal, but it's certainly not a disaster. Right. Exactly. But once again, that is only if he deports every single criminal alien out of this country. That's something else they never mentioned. And I wonder why that is. Right? Like they're acting like he's going to go and round up every single criminal alien in this country. That's almost impossible. Yeah, these people are going to be hard to find. A lot of these people have been here for years and years and years. Now, personally, I think if they came in here illegally, they've been here for years and years and years. They got a job. They're doing their thing. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, I'm fine with these people. But all these people that have come in over the past 4 years, I'm sorry. You got to go. That's just garbage. What Joe Biden did trying to destroy this country, yeah, you damaged the country a lot by doing that, right? But, that's not even concrete, because if some of these people are productive members of society, why not keep them? If they're not criminals, why not keep them, right? What's the problem with that? I don't see a problem. But the problem is there has been an overload to the system. We need to get rid of that overload. We have an overflow. We need to cut these people out. Get rid of a lot of these people. Joe Biden has allowed a lot of criminals to come into this country, and those people need to go first. That's going to be pretty much the focus of probably his entire term, is just getting the criminals out. Because do you think they're just going to stand there and let ICE come and track them down? No. They're going to be hard to find. So, once again, all that you just heard about with the inflationary stuff, yeah, that's probably a moot point right there. Just outright, because they're not going to go and find all these people. Like I said, some of these people are dug in. They're entrenched very well into this country, and they're going to be hard to root out. Going to be very hard to root out. But that's even if they actually even go after the good, upstanding citizen, right? Sure, you might have broke the law to come in years and years and years ago. But if you're a productive member of society, like I was saying, I don't think we should, prioritize these people. Maybe we need to figure out, do you have a criminal record? Blah, blah, blah. Do you pay taxes? That kind of thing. Do you have an active application to become a citizen type of thing? What I would do, to be honest with you, and this is something I just now thought of, might be a good idea. When you come up to these people, right? You give them the test that you take. You make some sort of citizenry test right then and there. Hey, if they can take and pass this test, they can become a citizen right then and there. Or, at least put them on the list type of thing to become a citizen. I think that's a pretty good idea. You find a criminal alien, boom, here, take this test. And have history questions, blah, 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 blah. Do they know English? That type of thing. Who is the first president? Stuff like that. Simple questions that you should know. If you love this country, you're going to know a little bit about the history of this country, so you could probably easily pass this test. I think that's a pretty good idea. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that idea down in the comments section. Should that be something that should be floated to Trump? Hey, maybe have your ICE, agents out there, pop quiz some of these people when they find them. And if they can pass that test, hey, turn a blind eye to some of these people maybe. Let them go on about their business, especially if they're paying taxes and they're contributing to society in a good way. But, I think that's all I got for this one, y'all. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comments section. Let me know what you think about that idea I just had, because that just popped into my head while I was talking. So I think that's a pretty good idea. Y'all let me know what y'all think. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.